So, Aleighcia Scott, please introduce yourself how you want to be introduced.
Good afternoon or good evening. My name is Aleighcia Scott.
Okay, you're a reggae singer, songwriter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we know that you've got a new single coming out, Bad Lover, on the 21st of August.
Yeah, so that comes out on the 21st of August. It's produced by LP Productions and Andre Solid. It's slightly different to what a kind of style that I'd usually release, but it's still on the reggae focus with a little bit of splash of, I would say, kind of an R&B style.
Yeah, so what made you go for this new style?
It was just something that LP had sent to me. He sent me the rhythm and I really enjoyed listening to the rhythm and thought, let me see what I can put on here. So it just kind of evolved. He sent it to me a little while ago and then one day I was listening to it and yeah, the song just came out.
So where were you born?
So I was born in Cardiff in Wales. So Cardiff is a big city without being too busy, if that makes sense. So yeah, it was definitely a nice place to grow up.
And when did you first start singing?
I started singing, I think I've always sang. It was always something I've done. So I've been full-time for the last just over 5 years. It's always kind of something I've wanted to do. So I even remember like being 5 years old and making up random songs, thinking I was like a songwriter and stuff. And I always felt like that I was made to do, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I think my parents were really supportive. They always knew it was something I really wanted to do. Around, I think it was about 7 years old, I started going to a youth club where there's a lot of people similar age to me, and we would like sing songs every week and make up little groups and do some dancing and that kind of stuff. So then from there, the same group, then we would do lots of like kind of big shows, festivals and that kind of stuff at like 7 years old, 7, 8. And then I think I went to my first proper studio session about 8 years old also. Might have even been younger than that, but definitely around 8. Yeah, and I just always knew every time I did that how I felt doing it, and I knew it was something I always wanted to do.
So coming from Cardiff and having such an enjoyable upbringing in the music business, was there anybody else that you actually sang with as a group, or youngsters that actually went on to do music as a career that you know of?
So I know there's quite a few of my friends where we grew up and that we did like summer courses when we were in school. So lots of my friends are like full-time DJs and that kind of stuff now. So it's been great to see them stay with their passion and make a living out of it, which is beautiful.
So what I was getting at is Cardiff seems to be, not only are they educating the youth on music, but they're also educating them with a path if they want to do music.
There's a really healthy scene for music in Cardiff at the moment, which is really nice to see. Yeah, so I did school, I did uni and all that stuff, and I graduated. Then I was working full-time as a teaching assistant, and I really, really loved my job. But for me, I always knew that music was ultimately the path I was supposed to be on. So I found myself trying to juggle everything, and I guess it kind of got to a point where music kind of took over, and then that became my full-time occupation then. I do the teaching of the odd workshop of like songwriting and that kind of stuff. But for me, what I'd love to do now, so I'd love to build up music. For me, it's about longevity. It's not a monetary thing or anything like that. I would just like longevity and be able to do what I love forever. But then I'd also like to help to build up a charity to help schools, starting in Wales and Jamaica, because that's my heritage, and then branch out to as many places as possible, and just help with kind of like school resources and that kind of stuff. And then maybe help to build centres and libraries and places for people, young adults and children who are not quite sure where they might want to go in life. So not just give them music opportunities, so hopefully that would be there too, but lots of different skills and opportunities and that kind of stuff. But music-wise, I just feel like I'm only just getting started. There's so many things I'd like to do.
Have you actually started mapping out that project yet?
Yeah, so I've got an album that I've been working on with Rory of Stone Love for the past 3 years, and that's finished now. So we're in the planning stages of release. So hopefully the first single from that album is going to be dropping soon. We were supposed to release it already, but obviously due to the pandemic and everything going on, kind of held back a little bit. But yeah, it's pretty much ready to go, and I'm really excited.
And the charity, have you started work on that?
Yeah, so we're currently in the process of shipping out barrels of PPE equipment to schools in Jamaica. So we've got our first shipment of barrels that's leaving next week. So give thanks to everyone who supported that. So we're sending things like gloves, masks, sanitizer, alcohol-based wipes. They're going to be going to schools in Jamaica because they've got some new guidelines to meet. So we're helping them to meet the guidelines and sending them to different schools.
Okay, so if somebody wanted to help and donate with that, how can they do that?
So there's a GoFundMe page. The link is on all my social media pages, and everything that's donated goes directly to the cause.
Excellent. So are you still living in Cardiff now?
So I'm based in Cardiff, but I tend to travel a lot for work. So I spend a lot of time in Jamaica, but also I might do shows in like London, Birmingham, Bristol, that kind of stuff as well.
Okay, so so you seem to be in control of your own career. Tell us the story of how you met up with Peckings.
So I first met the Peckings brothers because a lot of people had sent me some of their stuff to write to. So I had messaged Chris and asked, was it okay for me to write to them? And if so, does he have any more stuff I could write to? So I sent him a couple of ideas I'd had on some demo tracks, and he sent me a few more and said, why don't we just make it a full project? And it was just a really great space to work with them because they're obviously legends in the industry in both UK and worldwide reggae. But obviously their guidance and teaching as well is amazing, and it's just a really safe space to be in.
What was your portfolio?
So I think I've sent him 2 demos of songs I'd written, and then he had messaged me and asked me if I'd be interested in doing a refix of the Walk Away from Love. So then that then progressed into the EP, which we have called Forever in Love.
Right, that rendition of Walk Away from Love is such an amazing rendition.
Thank you.
So sweet and so nice. Tell us your method for working on that song.
I think recording the song we did, like obviously I'd gone through it myself at home before I'd gone to the studio, but I think we did the same take for the final song in the same day that we started the studio sessions, and then the video I think came around next week, and that took 1 day. Shout out to Magnus, because so I have a videographer in Cardiff, his name's Magnus, he's a musician too, so check him out if anyone's listening. And he came from Cardiff, came up to Peckings Records, and we wanted to make sure that we got a history of Peckings Records in the video, and also Stingray as well, which is where we recorded the track. But I was obviously very nervous about covering such a big song, because the Bitty McLean version of Peckings Records is amazing. So I just wanted to kind of pay homage to that, and I wanted to make sure I was going to do that justice.
What was the next step?
It was just kind of a natural evolving, really. We'd play a track and maybe I'd write to it. We might all be in the studio together and I might write to it, or I might be at home by myself, write to it, send bits, but get some feedback, and then just build the songs as we go along. It was just it just flowed kind of naturally, really. I don't think it took us too long to be able to finish the EP.
You also worked for BBC Wales?
Yeah, so I was a BBC Wales Horizons artist, 2018 to 19. So they pick, I think it's 12 artists every year, Horizons do. They're in association with Wales Arts Council. And then they kind of mentor for a year the artists that the 12 they pick. So I was their first reggae artist, which was cool. So I got to learn a lot about kind of music business and maybe perform in places I hadn't performed in before. So that was really good.
What did anything directly lead off of that?
So I definitely got to network with quite a few people who I met along the way in different aspects of the industry, which has definitely been good. So sometimes if there's opportunities that people might think maybe I might fit in for and be good for, then I'll definitely get a call, which is always nice. Yeah, so I think there was maybe almost 400 applicants for the 12 spaces.
Yeah, so my thing is that anybody out there I'm trying to give the young ones an opportunity, or somebody an opportunity to apply to BBC Horizons if it's something that they want to do.
I think it's definitely helpful for anyone. I think I'm not sure of the age group now. Obviously for me it was a couple of years ago, but definitely check it out. It's definitely a great project to be involved in if you want to build yourself as an artist. It's amazing.
Okay, so is there anything else that you're promoting at the moment?
So I'm going to be having the new single that comes out on the 21st of August called Bad Lover. So that's going to be out very soon. And also, obviously, the album is going to become very soon. So the first single is going to drop soon.
Really?
Soon. Yeah.
Oh, so, but is that album separate from the project that you was working with Rory?
No, so the album is with Rory.
That's the same one.
Okay.
Yeah,
same one.
Okay, because I thought, oh, she's really working hard. Like I was thinking, it was too.
I've got some few bits going on, but they're not finalised yet. But the album's almost ready to go.
I don't doubt you. I don't doubt you at all. Like I can see that you've got a great work ethic, and I really applaud you. And like I said, I'm really thankful that you're on the show. So yeah, so we want to get into some fun questions.
Okay.
Are you the cook? Do you cook?
Yeah, I like to cook. So I kind of share cooking in my house. So I try my best to be staying on like a healthy, obviously, because when I'm performing so often, I like to try and make sure what I'm eating is beneficial to my body and that kind of stuff. So often I might just cook for myself. So sometimes my family might put in their request of, "Hey, we want this today, we want this today." But yeah.
That's nice. So actually, advice for artists. Do you actually have advice regarding food and singing and what type of foods to eat when, or when to eat?
So I think it's all about balance, really. It took me a long time to find the balance. Yeah, I think everybody is different. Literally everybody is different. So I think it just depends on what works for you. So I just tried to cut down as much as I could on junk food, on sugary stuff, loads of water, drink loads of water. That definitely helped me a lot. And I have to pep up my fitness as well, like running and that kind of stuff. Because obviously where I'm like jumping up and down on stage and that kind of stuff, I needed to make sure that I was ready to do that. So when I first became full-time as an artist, I said to myself, like, I really have to take this seriously. And yeah, so that's what I did. I went on a bit of a mission.
Yes, and that gave you the energy and the focus and the motivation to
Yeah,
be prepared, and you made you feel prepared for stage.
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not gonna take up much more of your time. I really appreciate you coming. Like we said, Bad Lover is out August 21st. I always give you an opportunity to big up anybody you want to big up and promote whatever you want to promote, and just connect with your audience. So go ahead.
Okay. So big up everybody tuned in. Give thanks for listening. Thank you for having me. Big up anyone who supports what I do, because I wouldn't be sat here if I didn't have anyone supporting what I did. So that's amazing. Thank you. Do not forget to tune into the new single, 21st of August, Bad Lover, produced by LP Productions and Andre Solid. And the album of Rory of Stone Love is coming very, very soon.
Thank you. I have a question that I ask every guest on this show, because I feel like everybody has a purpose. What is your message that you're sending to the world?
So my message would be stay true to yourself, because often sometimes people, not necessarily just in the music industry, I guess in all aspects of life, might say, hey, you should do this, you should do that, and kind of lead you away from all your purposes. But I feel like if you stay true to yourself, the right people will come around you and they will stay.
Excellent, so true. How have you been enjoying this? Are you in Cardiff today?
Yeah.
How's the weather in Cardiff?
It's nice. It's quite sticky, but it's nice.
It's quite warm.
It's a little bit cloudy today, but yeah, it's definitely warm.
How have you been? I mean, I know it's locked down and I know there's restrictions, but how have you been enjoying your summer?
It's a weird and wonderful time, really. It's nice to be able to take some time to kind of relax with something I'm not used to at all. So it's nice to be able to build some behind the scenes stuff. So like a lot of writing and content building and planning. But I'm missing the stage and I'm missing the road so much. And it's kind of scary also, because I'm not sure for us, our industry might be the last one to go back to whatever the new normal is going to be. So it's almost like we can't prepare because we're not sure what's going to happen. So yeah, I'm definitely missing everything, but I'm also thankful for the time I've been able to relax and build other things as well.
Okay, so even since you brought that up as well, in the industry, being in the industry, and obviously there's a conversation amongst musicians and labels. Are they planning any alternatives?
So I've seen lots of different initiatives and lots of different versions of how events might be. And I've seen a few different countries try a few different things, but I guess every city alone and country is going to be different. I've seen a few where they kind of half the venue size or even quarter the venue size capacity wise. But then I'm not sure how that would work then, if the amount of number that come in would then be able to cover everything. Yeah, so I'm really not sure. Or I've seen where people distance their venues completely and put tapes on the floor and stuff, so you have to stand in the spot that they give you. But again, everything is literally just trial and error at the moment, and I'm not sure what the kind of blueprint will be. I think we're a little bit away from finding that out. I'm not sure.
How long has your career been? Because you've got such a huge catalogue. How long have you actually been releasing music for?
I think since 2014, 15.
Okay, so you've kind of done it the opposite way. You was already working in music before you started releasing music.
Yeah, so I started by doing a YouTube channel when I was about 14 years old. One of my friends said, hey, I think you should do this. I see loads of people uploading their videos. Maybe that's something you should do. So I thought about it for a while, and I just started posting videos, and people were requesting and sending me messages from all over the world. So then I thought, oh, maybe I should take this seriously now. And so, yeah, that kind of gave me the boost to realise, like, okay, take this seriously, and it's definitely something you aim to do every day.
Okay. Well, like I said, enjoy the rest of your evening, and thank you again.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you so much, and you take care, okay?
You too.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.